Hi, welcome to VariYoga with Andrea. Brian and I are here today with you to teach you some things for if you're a desk jockey, right?
That's right.
Is that today's show?
That's
It's
right.
about
If you sit at a desk, work at a desk, anywhere, the things that we do today will help you in your legs and your arms and your body and your torso.
No, the thing is that you don't have to, like if you're just tuning in on the computer and you're like in your work clothes and you think, I can't do all this right now. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to follow along right. This is what you can learn, and then you take it home, practice it at home when you're ready to do some yoga practice, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But the thing you can do with us right now is some breath work. And so yoga, a lot about yoga is breathing techniques, different types of breathing techniques. And this one is called Ujjayi, or some people say Ujjaya, but it means triumphantly uplifting. And it's the yoga breath that's usually practiced during asana practice, right? Because
Yes.
you breathe in and out through your nose, you slow the air down, you warm it up, you filter it. So learn to breathe in and out through your nose. A lot of people are mouth breathers. They talk and they take breaths like this. They swallow it instead of breathe it through their nose. So Ujjayi is a nice, wonderful, just smooth breathing that helps you relax and open up your throat. So
Yes, with Ujjayi, we make a very slight,
Sound.
constriction, a sound in the head that's like white noise, like rain, like a waterfall, like the ocean. And that creates a sense of calm within yourself, within your head, that helps bring calm to the mind and the body.
Yes.
And so that can accompany your practice. You don't have to be practicing to do Ujjayi breath. I often do it while sleeping.
A slight snore?
A slight snore.
Well, the one way I sometimes teach it in class is if you've ever seen Star Wars and the way, I know it sounds kind of dark and black, but the way Darth Vader would breathe,
Sound on the inhale, and sound on the exhale.
Because he had this little machine that helped him breathe right here, and that's kind of how you get the sense of how to do it, So you want to let's have you try it a little bit. One way to get that sound is that if you ever fog a mirror or to clean your glasses, you breathe out through your mouth.
You make that noise.
Yeah. So what you'll do is take a breath in through your nose, put your hand in front of your face, and breathe out through your mouth, just
imagining that your hand is the mirror you're fogging up.
Yeah. And then close your lips, breathe in again. Do it one more time. Yes. And then breathe in.
Yes. Now we change.
Now what?
Yeah. Breathe halfway out, halfway through. Close your lips. Let the sound come out of your nose.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear a sound on the exhale?
Try that again, but don't open your mouth this time. Just breathe in. Make that sound on the exhale.
That's an introduction to Ujjayi breath.
Yeah.
We also make that sound on the inhalation. But if you're too tight in your throat, it'll sound like a little too tight.
Yeah, it's not like sniffing or smelling a flower where you're closing your nostrils. They stay way open.
Yes, the nostrils stay open and you make the sound in your throat. So
I like
that's
it.
Ujjayi.
Cameraman's like, maybe you can learn to do this breathing. Okay, so let's do our first VariYoga sequence twist that you've got for us.
Which is Bharadvajasana.
Yes.
That's the name of the sage. All right, we're sitting this way. Lift up your knees. Let's prepare. We're backwards from you. We're going to do mirror image from you, so you at home practice with us. I want you to lean to your left. Everyone at home leans to your left. We lean to our right. Bring your feet over to your right, and then you sit back up. Now you're in charge of how far you go in any of these poses. Take your right hand to your left knee.
Notice how our knees are apart. You want to keep your knees apart. Yep.
And some may have to have the feet a little further apart.
Sure.
If you can, stack your shin in the arch of your foot and twist to your left at home. And if you have a block or another prop that you can use to help lift up so the spine stays long, let your torso turn. Something very special about this twist is the hips are free to move in it, as opposed to doing the twist where your hips are stationary. This helps heal any issues that you may have with your sacrum from overuse. So this is a very nice pose for relaxing the back and stretching the back where you have tension in the low back. Let's come back around to center.
And that's an open twist, right?
This is
open.
Yes, and then we're closing it. Turn to your right. You don't have to go far. This is too tight. Listen to your body. You can stop part way or take it all the way in.
Yeah, in fact, you can just let your hand be on the opposite knee. So that's a less of a twist. Yeah, good.
And come back around. Now we're going to lean out a little lunge. We're going to lean out just a little bit.
Okay,
lean out over to your left.
Foot here.
Yes. Now, we're not leaning out. We're not trying to go all the way down to the floor. Let your left arm be a foundation, a pillar. Now, you're going to take your right hand around and walk your right hand toward the left. It's going to go past the left hand. At the same time, this hip that's up off the floor is going to travel down a little bit. So you're lengthening the side. The hip travels down and the hand travels to the right.
Grab
Feel
your
this there,
shin.
just if you need to. That's so you're stretching from your shoulder to your
That's a
grounded
good
hip.
side stretch. I hope you're feeling that all the way down from your right shoulder, down the right side of your torso and into your hip. Yeah.
Now we're going to do this as a flow. Right
Yeah.
now we've been doing, up to now, we've been just holding a pose for a few breaths. Now we're going to turn this into what's called vinyasa, or a flow from pose to pose with the breath. On your next inhalation, take your right hand, sweep it out and up. And then as you exhale, thread the hand through. Keep your fingernails and rings away from the carpet or anything that might catch. Inhale, sweep your arm wide and up again. And exhale, thread it through. This is so good for the shoulders if you sit at a desk and you reach forward all the time for that computer mouse or the computer keyboard or whatever you're working on. This is great for your back and for your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale, thread it through. Let's do one more time. Take it wide and up. Open up your heart, open your shoulder, and then thread it through. Come up, let your hand support you. We're going to switch the feet over to the other side. You at home, taking your feet to your left, and you're going to twist to your right.
That's the other beauty about VariYoga and yoga itself is we balance. We go one side, then we do the other side.
So breathe.
An open twist.
Even in this, you can incorporate the Ujjayi breath that we started out our practice today with. Long, steady breath in and out through the nose. Now let's counter. Come back around to go the opposite direction, closing the twist. Choose how far is right for you. Let your face relax. Soften the muscles around your eyes and around your mouth. Breathe.
You know, we've discovered in the practice of yoga, it doesn't have to be hard. A lot of people think that exercise has to be sweaty, challenging, you have to feel the burn. And it's amazing just doing these gentle twists because what we're helping you learn is to build health for your spine. And when you have a healthy spine, you have a healthy body.
That's right. Let's come back around.
Because it houses your nervous system, it helps you with your physiology.
Your left hand is now the foundation. Oh, their right hand.
Their right hand.
Right hand, yes. Now your left hand comes around and I see what you were doing. You were grabbing me.
Yeah.
Your left hand walks over toward the right.
Grab
and
it. See what happens. You get a little more traction if you grab my foot.
Yeah, okay.
Or my ankle.
Your calf.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. And then lengthen down through your right hip, your left hip.
Yeah. So they get the
top
side
hip.
stretch. Yep. Yeah.
And breathe. Now again, we've been doing these poses stationary. We're holding them. There's benefit in holding the poses and benefit in moving through the poses. Both have different effects on the body. Now we're going to flow. Inhale, take your left hand out and up. And exhale, thread the hand through under your shoulder. Mindful to keep the fingernails and rings away from the carpet. Inhale, take your arm up. And exhale, thread it through.
These are gentle enough poses if you're recovering from surgery or you've had an illness and you just want to get a little movement back into your body. A lot of the VariYoga warm-ups and sequences we do are just easy for you to do. Or you've just had a long day at the desk, right?
That's
You
right.
desk jockeys out there, move your bodies.
And one more time, open up. And then exhale, thread it through. And back up and over. Bring your legs forward, and you're going to lead us into some more twists.
Yes, some more twists here. You know, twists help with the metabolism, keeps our weight regulated. All right, so what you do is bend your knees, just like this, and then reach underneath that left knee and grab your right ankle. Just gently pull the right ankle and the right heel up underneath your left hip. Now, two ways you can put your left foot. You can put one here, the knee, right on the inside of the front of the shin, or you can take the foot to the outside. But taking the foot to the outside, still keep your sit bones equally weighted. So Brian's going to take it this side. I'll take it a little more advanced. But let's all just take the right hand, hold your left knee, and lift up and twist towards that bent knee, towards your left. Yeah, breathe. Doing a lot of twists today. You know, and the reason that is because when you probably find yourself when you sit at a desk, you sit facing one direction and usually slumped
Slumping.
forward. So we're helping you find some more movement for the muscles around your spine. Good, now let's come back. That's the closed twist. Let's open up and do a open twist, just for a moment, just to do the opposite. Good. And then back to center. Now we were working on this sequences for today, and Brian wanted to throw in a little more challenging pose for you guys. So if you don't like this pose, you can blame him. This is called stack the logs, or Agni, not for agony, but for fire.
For fire. Agni means
and you're
fire.
going to just take this right foot out just a little bit, and then stack your left foot on your knee and slowly lower your left knee towards your
Some people
right
are not
foot.
going to be able to lower the knee down, and that's okay.
And that's okay. So
Auto
the
your
knee
knee
can be
joint.
up. And okay. And then where the fire begins is you start to lean forward. And you'll probably start to feel a little bit of burn. Now, we did say that yoga is not all about a big burn, right?
Yeah, but sometimes.
You just, so honor your body, be the master of your mat. Good. You don't have to hold this long, but it gives them a sense of what is working in the hips.
Now this is a deep stretch. It really stretches deep into the hip socket.
Yes.
So that's usually where you feel
Probably
burn.
where you feel it. That's where I'm feeling it.
Stamba means like a clump or a cluster of sticks or twigs, and so Agni is fire, and so that's like fire within the cluster of the muscles.
Yes. Okay, so come up. Oh, take your legs out. Let's just take your legs straight out in front of you and just rock, roll your feet back and forth. Wow. Then we have the other side to do.
That's right.
So rebend your knees. Yeah. Reach underneath and grab that other foot. Bring it, your left foot, bring it over to the right side. There you go. And place your heel to the front of your shin or to the outside of your thigh. Yeah. We're going to do a closed twist first. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana. Lift up, lift the heart. Grab your knee with your hand and twist away from the screen. So you twist away from the television. Relax your shoulders down. Feel where your sit bones are. Anchor into both of them.
Yes, we consider this a closed twist because the abdomen is under pressure. During pregnancy, in the second and third trimester, closed twists are not recommended.
Right.
But you can do open twists.
Yeah,
Don't
so
put
let's
pressure
show
on
them
the
that
abdomen.
one. Yeah,
And this is an open
perfect
twist.
segue.
No pressure on the abdomen.
Yeah. And
Still-
see, even when you're pregnant, you need to continue to practice safe asana yoga moves that'll keep your spine supple. It'll help you decrease pain in the back. 'Cause lots of times when you're pregnant, you get a lot of tightness in your low back. Okay, come back to facing center and let's do that.
That pose that you're going to blame me for. Now you brought
Stack
your
the
foot out.
legs.
This is the most intense when you bring the foot out.
Okay, well, I won't
so
bring
the
it
knees
that
are
far
stacked. If you bring your heel, keep it back by your hip, that's less intense. So there's variations in what
Yeah,
fits.
so you decide. It's very yoga.
And
So-
also be mindful that the ankle is not digging into the top of the thigh. You can
Yeah.
adjust the position
Good point.
so that it is right for you.
Now lean, just take your fingertips in front and start to forward. Now if you even are sitting here going, I can't move, this is as far as I can go, then just stay right
stay
here.
right
Just
there.
like, okay, I'm not going any further. And you can start to lean forward. I know that I have students at our center that just fold over, they just flop right up like this. I mean, so VariYoga is very for the person.
That's right.
So I'm sitting up, Brian's folding forward. Okay, good. I think this is enough burn. And let's release. So we have in the sequence we get to move into with the block. Now we didn't warn you before we started the show, but and so you maybe tape the show and then next time you know it's going to be on the air, so you know this is the show for desk jockeys, you'll want to have a block. So these are cork blocks that we got from Huggermugger, but you're going to show us the
We're going to
warrior.
do the kneeling warrior
Kneeling
series.
warrior
right.
series,
And
yeah.
we're going to set up for this. So I want you to take your blanket, and we want to make it narrow.
Okay.
We just want to make it narrow. So it's just for one knee.
One knee.
One knee.
Do I
And
need
that way
that
we
narrow? Okay.
Yeah, that narrow because we want room on either side because we're going to be
Okay.
using our
So
block.
a narrow blanket. Yep, in our block, and they're going to step their right foot
You
forward
step
first.
the right foot forward first. And
So
the
you're-
block is there to help you. Don't ever feel bad about using a prop. I practice all the time and
Oh, yeah.
I love to use my props.
I have some students that I'll bring out the props and they go, oh, yay, prop class today. They love it. Yeah.
So in this, we want to keep the foot out ahead of your knee so that when you come into the pose, your knee isn't jutting out over your toes. It stays back over the ankle or even further back behind that. So bring your hips forward. Now your left leg is back, so bring the left hip around a little and your right hip back until you're squaring your hips up with your shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can leave your hands on your knee. Here's the kneeling warrior part. Take your arms up. This would be kneeling warrior 1.
Oh, yeah.
The word in Sanskrit for warrior, proud warrior is Virabhadrasana. And this is a kneeling variation of that. VariYoga, we take classical poses, change them a little bit, make them accessible, mix them up in sequences.
Yeah.
Now, want you to bring your foot, come back just up a little bit so you're not as deep in it, and let your back foot move a little in so it's moving a little over to your right. And then take your left hand back and your right hand forward. Reach toward the screen with your right hand and your left hand goes back.
Here we are, Warrior Two.
Warrior Two.
Hey, Warrior Dwi.
Dwi. Dwi is a Sanskrit word for two. And breathe. Find balance between effort and ease. Don't be so full of effort that it's rigid or so full of ease that it's sloppy. Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Bend your right elbow, bring the right forearm to the top of the leg, bring your left arm up and over. Now this is a side angle pose. This is kneeling side angle. We left the warrior for this pose, but we like it. It fits in the sequence.
It sure does. Yeah.
Keep breathing. Take your left hand back again and the right hand forward. You're back in Warrior Two.
Can we do a little reverse here?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Take your back hand, the left hand is behind. Let's lower it down and come around. Take your foot, point it right back behind you again and come back into kneeling Warrior One. Now we moved our foot back, so I want you to take your left hand down to the block, move the block back by your calf, and then lift up your right arm and bring your hips
God,
forward.
I feel that in my thigh. That's great.
Yeah.
I hope you feel that in your left thigh.
Now this is VariYoga. If you have the range, you can bring your hand down to your calf or all the way back to your heel. You may also turn your toes under on the back foot to lift your heel a little bit. That makes it a really deep pose. One size does not fit all. Let's come back up.
Ooh, lose your balance.
Dismount.
Yes.
Now we want to take our practice seriously that we don't get injured, but we don't want to take ourselves so seriously that we get upset for losing our balance.
I know you
It's
guys
all right.
out there are going to see me go, I loved it when you fell on
I
the
love it when you fall, that's right. Okay, now we're going to change sides. So I want you to take your right knee to the blanket.
It shows it how, it does. It shows how difficult it is.
It is.
We make
But it's a good challenge.
Yeah,
it's a good challenge.
Okay.
So now you walk your left foot forward. Your heart lifts up and your shoulders back. Your hips come forward. And now we come into kneeling Warrior One. Take your arms up.
Yep.
If this is too much, you can leave your hands on your thigh. And breathe. Shoulders are broad, but the fingers reaching up through the fingertips. And breathe.
This is a balanced pose.
This is a balance, even though we're close to the floor. Or we come back just a little bit and let your right foot travel to the left, just a few inches. Take your right hand back and your left hand forward. Now we're in kneeling Warrior Two.
The front foot still points straight
Right.
ahead. Yeah?
Keep breathing, long, slow, and steady, in and out through your nose. Use that Ujjayi breath.
Release the shoulders away from your ears so you're not tensing up by your ears.
Now bend your left elbow, turn the palm open, let your fingers extend, bring your right arm over your ear. This is a variation of side angle pose, kneeling side angle. Breathe.
That Ujjayi breath that we talked about in the beginning of class. Steady inhalation and exhalation through your nose. See if you can create a little sound like the wind in the trees.
Take your right hand back and your left hand forward, Warrior Two again, kneeling Warrior Two. You're already back into one.
Oh.
That's okay.
Thank you.
It's VariYoga, isn't it? Now your right hand, lower it down and shift your right foot straight behind you. Come back up into kneeling Warrior One. Now my block's on the wrong side, so I'm going to move it over here because you want your block in your right
Yeah,
hand.
you definitely, for stability.
And then take the block back and your left hand lifts up. You can just keep your right hand on the block, or if you're feeling saucy and you want to take it further, you can bring your hand to your calf or the heel.
Go for it.
Ooh, what a balance.
And what a stretch for that quad. It's sort of similar to a camel, Ustrasana.
Yes, oops, lost my block there. And then come back up.
I'm more
Bring your hands
stable on
down.
that side.
Yeah, we didn't dismount the same on that side. How do we do it the right way?
I don't know. But let's keep them right here because we can go right into the VariYoga.
Take us into the next
So
thing.
we'll heel toe your left foot over to the side. And we'll leave the block where it is, to the side of your right leg. And just place your forearm of your left arm on your thigh. We're going to do a little flow here. Let's just go with the flow. We're going to take that right arm up, look up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, sweep the right arm around and reach with your right hand, getting a side stretch. And then inhale, open back up again. And this is good for the lymphatic system on our side because we're moving and we're stretching and creating
We're creating movement for our channels of lymphatic drainage.
Exactly. And again, if you just sit at a desk, how many times during the day do you actually take and open up your arms like this and sweep with your breath? So now we're going to come all the way up. Keep this knee bent, but find the block on the other side with your right knee. And you can either keep the left leg bent or the leg straight like Brian's doing. I'll keep mine bent. And this time we're going to take a straight reach with that left arm over our left ear. Good. And then start taking your arm back. Extend open, reaching through the hand, through the shoulder. And then another sweep. Exhale, reach.
Now we can go further back with this because the right leg is supporting us to give us support to go backwards. Not so much on the other positions of this. So.
Right. Let's go one more time. And then come all the way up. And we're going to have to, because of time, we're going to shorten this sequence a little bit because we have one other sequence we really want to get into here. So what you do is just bring your left knee down, move the blanket so you can kneel on your left knee comfortably, and put your block to the left side. Step your right foot out, heel out, yeah. Place your forearm on your thigh, lift your left arm up, and here's that side lateral reach, exhaling. And then move from the shoulder, the arm, the fingers.
Now we just come to neutral. We don't go too far back.
Right.
With this.
And exhale. And back up. Yeah. Let's go once more. Hope you're joining us here. And then inhale all the way up, breathing through your nose. Except if you're talking. Now you keep your knee bent, and I'll straighten mine. Yeah. And now we can go further. Open up.
Yeah. Love
Let's
that.
sweep it around. I do too. This is a Parigasana sequence, a VariYoga sequence.
Now the word parigha in Sanskrit means gate or crossbar. And asana we know means pose. So Parigasana is the gate pose or the crossbar pose.
Yeah, let's go once more.
And that's classical yoga. And VariYoga takes classical poses, modifies them, puts them in a sequence, make them accessible to you and to me.
And let's come all the way up. Good. So I said we have a couple more we want to do with one. This one is it's a dog sequence that we created because it's a down dog, up dog with two variations, one with the knees down, one with the knees up. And it's a shoulder strengthener and a low back strengthener.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's an inversion.
Yes, it is all those. So it takes it incorporates basically three poses: downward dog, plank, and up dog. So let's try that. We've just got a few minutes left here. So please join us. Go ahead, Brian. You.
All right, from all fours, take your hands a full hand length ahead. Now be mindful, you're the master of your mat. If you need to leave your knees down, you may do so. Or lift your knees up and come into downward facing dog. And inhale forward into plank, and you lower your hips a little and your heart lifts. This is upward facing dog. And knees can come right down to the mat if that works for you. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog.
So we did a little of this in the last show, and David says, and if you're an old geezer like me, put your knees down.
And then back up, down dog.
Okay,
And then
keep
forward.
going.
Now I'm going to move my knees down. Leave them down. You keep doing it with the knees up.
Okay.
And then notice how you can just fold over with the knees still on the floor. And then you can come up. This is kind of a modified cobra. Andrea's doing upward facing dog.
Then I do down dog, and you're doing a modified, like, puppy dog.
Yeah.
Puppy.
Puppy pose.
Yeah. So join us. We'll go two more. You might feel some heat going into your shoulders.
Yeah, this is excellent for the spine. Spinal movement's happening here. And it's stretching your quads and your hip flexors.
And working your shoulders and your triceps and biceps. Okay, so then let's come and show them a little pose of a child.
Pose of a child.
Knees come wide apart.
Yeah, big toes can touch. They don't have to, but that's kind of the angle. You angle your shins.
And I have a block here, and I'll show you what you can do with a block. You can place it out here in front of you. You can actually set your forehead on it. Because sometimes folding forward is not that accessible to people. Do you have another variation?
Yeah, I have another place. I'm going to put my knot head on it. I'm going to, my
tailbone on
my
it.
rear end, yeah.
The backbone.
I'm going to put not my head.
So you can sit on the block, or you can rest your forehead on the block.
Pose of a child, if you're in a class and the pose or the sequence is too intense, you can come into pose of a child And the teacher will know that you're not injured, you're just taking time for yourself. And depending, one size does not fit all, depending on how your knees are, how your body is, some people even have to keep the hips high in pose of a child, and that's all right, it's what fits.
That's right, good. Well, I think we're having to
we're about to wind this up, but I'm gonna let you talk me through Shavasana.
Okay. So we're getting ready here for Shavasana. We'd like you to join us. Lie down on your back. I'll sit up because I'm going to lead Brian through a little bit of guided meditation. Just a few. Don't have much time left.
Inhale, we have to have an exhale, and Shavasana is the exhale. It's important.
It helps us tap into our parasympathetic nervous system. And so you have a minute here with us. So close your eyes and just let everything from your toes, through your legs, through your torso, through your arms, down to your fingers, and through your head. Just let it go. With every inhale, breathe in the awareness of calm, peace, serenity. With every exhale, let go of any anxiety or stress. Let it melt into the floor. Just give it away to the floor. Feel yourself sink deeper and deeper into the floor with every release. And just let your mind ride on the waves of your breath, breathing in and out through your nose, settling in here, following yourself deeper into the pose. Brian and I enjoy teaching these sessions, and we're grateful that you tune in. From our hearts to yours, namaste.